Obstürmt oder steigt,
und die Sonne uns sagt, der Tag glühend heiß oder eiskalt.
Hey YouTubers, this is Stormgeschütz4, also known as Globulus. I'm bringing you a 6-player free-for-all score resolution battle. I'm playing as Carthage once again. I have 6 gold Sacred Band Cav. I believe 2 of them or actually 3 of them might have an experience chevron. I have a Balearic Slinger that's bronze. I have 5 Sacred Band Pikes, which are all bronze, and I have a silver attack and 1 defense for my 3 regular slingers up front. Okay, let's go take a look at the Armenian army here, under the command of Pari 1234. We'll call him Pari. He has an armored Eastern general. Looks to be gold. He's got 4 cataphracts. They look to be a silver attack and a bronze defense. He's got 3 Armenian legionnaires. They look to have a bronze attack. He's got 4 heavy spearmen. Looks like 3 attack, 2 defense. Let's see. The Greek player here, under the command of Caesar, in sort of a new box formation. He's got 3 Cretan archers. I can't really tell if they're upgraded or not. He's got a bunch of Spartans. 1, 2, 3, 4 Spartan units, looks like. And maybe 5. Kind of hard to tell. But they look to be a silver attack, bronze defense. Look at the Julii Roman here, under the command of Buzzer. Well, Buzzer Nick 9, we'll call him Buzzer. His army kind of struck me as strange, but he brought 2 cavalry auxilia. Can't tell if there's any upgrades on him. I don't think there are. He's got 4 Praetorian Cav. He brought 4 urban cohorts and 4 auxilia archers. Or archer auxilia, excuse me. Most generally people bring, like 6 urbans and 4 or 5 archers and the rest Praetorian Cav, but not in this case. Let's see here. Who else we got? Okay, we got the Seleucid player under the command of Nile Guard. He's got 4 cataphract units. Looks like at least 5 archers, maybe 6. And he has 5 silver shield pikes. Mastodon over here, they've got some companions in the woods, but they are commanded by PPSh 41. He's got 6 royal pikes. He's got a general's armor bodyguard, 2 Cretan archers, and I think he's got 4 companions, 3 or 4 companions. I'm not sure exactly which. Anyway, let's get the show on the road. The Roman player, he's kind of stuck, out in the middle of nowhere. Same with me. My plan, I deployed back because I wasn't sure if I was going to have to fight Armenia or if I was going to fight Macedon, but they both deployed kind of away from me. So either one. So what I ended up doing, my plan is I'm going to let Armenia and the Greeks fight and take on the winner. And use my cav to catch a few routing units from either side to try to keep myself in good standing as far as the scored part of this battle goes. The Seleucids and Macedon over here, they get into a little skirmish battle. Frankly, the Cretans are doing a number on some of these archers, but there's just so many more Seleucid archers. They're doing a number on on our own player. He's slowly moving this direction to where we're eventually going to have a like a little three-player mini free-for-all here in a moment. Go back over to Armenia and Greece. As you can see, I'm slowly heading this direction. I had explained to these guys, Cataracts going through the woods here. I had explained to the Armenian player I wasn't going to bother him. I wanted to wait until the fight was over and take on the winner. You know, I explained what I was going to do. You know, I believe in playing with a little bit of honor, so I don't like rear attacks, backstabbing, and all that good crap. I don't like gangbanging. I think that's the stupidest thing you could ever do. Free for all or not, it's not very sportsmanlike. At least that's how I look at it. Anyway, let's go back over here to the Seleucid Macedon fight. Now, he had Macedonian player had sent up some pikes to drive back the archers. I'm assuming so they wouldn't, you know, take such a toll on his Cretan archers. So he's kind of keeping them at bay. But it's strange to see a skirmish fight in a scored battle, but you know, to each their own. There's the Romans still closing in. Go back over here to me, and well, Armenia and Greece. I'm not there yet. I think the Armenian player would have been better served to move his legionnaires in first and get off some peel shots. Probably right here in the front, because as you can see, he would have had a hill advantage against the Greek player. But instead, he comes in from the side here with one unit, and it really doesn't do a whole lot of good for him. I mean, he's taken out a few of these Spartans, but see here he's got his army. He's just kind of clumping them together. I mean, like I said, the best plan of action, in my opinion, he should have sent his legionnaires in first so they can unload their pila. And then maybe they could have swung around the sides. But he doesn't do that. He's attacking the Spartans pretty much head on. It looks like he tried to use his pila on this rear rank of Spartans here. I'm assuming to give his cataphracts some room to come in and get some kills. Okay, now here, this skirmish battle is about over with, and what happens here is kind of strange, actually. I mean, they both see their own player coming. Right now, neither one of them is doing anything about it. Now here, their own player sends out some scouting units, and there's, looks like 3 companions. I'm not sure if they catch them or not. They might actually turn around and charge. I didn't get to see this during most of the battle. I was kind of fixed on what I was doing over here. Speaking of which, I'm sending in a couple cav units to get rid of this routing unit here. And the way this game unfolded, I'm assuming that Pari thought this was some kind of an attack on him. But like I said, I had stated to him before coming over here that I was just going to catch routing units and get kills that way until a winner was decided between him and Greece. But he decides he wants to go ahead and engage my sacred bands. I do turn these guys around here in a moment to countercharge, because it looked like he was slowing down. He was not pulled back, but I go ahead and turn around to face him. I mean, I'm beating them as we speak, but he's sending in more cataphracts here. I have a slight hill advantage here. I go ahead and send in the rest of my cav to help finish off this cav fight. And that pretty much leaves me free to deal death upon the Greeks as well. As you can see, the Greek's got a lot of kills. And that's my dog barking. Damn thing's annoying. It's a Pomeranian, so. Now, I took out his general, took out the Armenian general. Now, he does get a few more peel shots on my Sacred Bands here, but I go ahead and charge in, take out some Legionnaires, and this pretty much spells the end for the Armenians here. Let's go back over here, and you'll see that the Seleucid player and the Macedonian player both backing off. The Roman player looks like he's going to go for Macedon initially, but what he does is actually quite impressive. I wouldn't have done it, but he ends up fighting both armies. He takes both of them on. Doesn't do a huge amount of damage to them, but it does enough. So he does a pretty good job. I mean, I wouldn't have attacked 2 pike armies with 1 Roman army, especially one that had cavalry auxilia instead of. I would have liked another Praetorian cav in here, to be honest with you. So. But we'll watch this fight. I'm going to let this run for you guys here for a second. I'm going to be right back.
Cowards, run! Drive them from the battlefield!
Alright, I'm back. My apologies, gentlemen. Had to make a pit stop real quick. But here you notice, I don't know if it was hatched this way, but it almost seemed like the Seleucid Macedonian player decided to take Rome together, which is kind of why he fights both of them. I could be wrong on that. I'm really not sure, to be honest with you. But he's really not in a bad formation. Back over here to me real quick. I am essentially picking these Spartans, or now hitting the Greek archers with these slingers here, and my Balearics, I believe I'm hitting the backs of these Spartans. My rule here, for those who don't know what to do about noob circles, a lot of times people concentrate on a corner to try to break through, or they use wedge formation with their cav, you know, whatever. Easiest way I've found to deal with a Greek army that's in noob formation is to slinger them to death. You know, if you got the slingers, you can pick apart a Spartan army, a bunch of Spartans like this. So. Alrighty. Yeah, I just swing my units around, getting around, surrounding them. And conventional wisdom, from what I've seen a lot of people do, is once they get the, you know, when they try to hit a noob circle like this, they'll send in all their infantry on one side, or they'll try to surround them with their infantry. You know, you could probably do that, but my problem with that is that you take too many losses, especially with Spartans like this. Granted, I do have a hill advantage here, but you know, I'm going to use my slingers to the best of their ability and pick these guys apart before I attack them. But you can see I'm just slowly tearing these Spartans apart.
We're under attack!
And he just keeps keeps making his circle tighter and tighter. I do eventually send in my infantry, but I send in one unit at a time. I don't. I kind of learned not to send in all my units at once. That way, if I need to respond to a hot spot, I'll have other units to kind of back up the first unit. So my wife was going to flip her band at me. That would have been nice. Oh, there goes the Roman general, and there goes the Greek general.
Has been killed and his men lose hard.
Now you see most of the Roman army starting to rout, but the Romans, he had a pretty tough fight trying to fight Macedon and the Seleucids. But here, actually, as you can see, I'm just slowly picking these guys apart. So I do send in my infantry here in a moment. Actually, I also wanted my slingers to have the maximum effect I could use them for, and I do that, quite frankly. Like I said, I've got these hoplites, these Spartan hoplites down to 10, 15. There's one unit with 47 in it, 18, 15. Here I send my general unit. I send it in first to engage the front rank, and I send in this unit. I was going to swing them like just right next to this Spartan unit here, but they kind of get stuck, so I have to kind of move them out. But frankly, I don't need them. I don't understand why at the moment. My general unit, now I send this unit in. 2 units, and that's all. 2 Mifter units. That's all I used, and I utterly smashed the Spartans here. I get this phalanx turned, and they rout almost immediately. What I end up doing here, I just start using my cab, and I start running down all these Spartans. Now they're free kills, and they're worth a lot of denarii. So that's going to give me closer to a win here. Alrighty, let's go back over here to the Seleucids, Macedon, and Rome. Now the Roman did most of the damage to the Seleucids, going by the looks of this here. Looks like all his archers are gone. He lost 2 of his pike units. This one especially is banged up. This one's about half strength. This one's about 3/4 strength, roughly. And I really don't understand what the Seleucid player was doing here. I thought they were actually faking me out here. To be honest with you, when I was watching this, because by the time I had gotten through with the Greeks over here, I started bringing my army up to face the winner. Excuse me, of this battle. But I came up here and watched this battle as I was moving my infantry up, as I was moving my army up. And all you really see here is Macedonian player. He'll move forward, and then the Seleucid player will move back. I thought maybe they were just, I don't know, positioning. Just kind of made it look like they were getting ready to fight. So that way it would lure me up here and they could take me on together. That's kind of what I was thinking. But it don't end up that way. They do end up fighting. In fact, I'm going to fast forward this a little bit for you guys. But you'll see all the maneuvers here. But yeah, if you look at how the silver shield pikes are, the back 3 or 4 rows of pikes aren't doing anything here in this kind of formation. They're just kind of sitting there with their pikes in the air, kind of chilling, kind of resting. I mean, they don't really do anything because there's not, his line's not in the proper order, where Macedonian player looks like he's got a rank of 4, which is perfect, because then you still have the rear row, which isn't as big, or isn't as long, but the rear row, their pikes are going to be kind of up to help defend cavalry charges. And then your remaining 3 rows of pikes in front, they are free to do damage to the enemy infantry. See, I'm confused here, because if you look at this, the Seleucid player gave up the high ground. I wasn't sure I understand why he did this. I'll be totally honest with you guys. But if you look at this, like I said, from an initial glance, it looked to me like they were going to just continue this little charade of moving back and forth with fake fighting until I got there. So that's why I kind of slowed my approach down. I wanted to make sure that one of them got impatient, and that's exactly what happened here. One of them gets impatient, and it's the Seleucid player, Nilgard here. He decides to take on the Macedonian pikes. Where his problem is that he's double charging or double attacking units here, and you can't do much damage like that.
Enemy general has been killed. Now we will
But
see
yeah,
the measure of his soldiers' courage.
These royal pikes turned right into the side of the general unit and slaughtered the general almost instantly. This I didn't understand. He just charges headlong right into these pikes. I was kind of confused by that. I mean, far be it from me to yell conspiracy, but it seemed awfully appropriate.
The enemy flee.
He had been playing, he'd been playing really pretty well, with the exception of how he had his infantry formed during this whole battle. But that charge into the pikes, I didn't really understand. I kind of thought maybe that he was letting PPSh get some free kills since they're a higher denarii value. But I can't really say that. I really don't know, to be honest with you. But what ends up happening here is, I'm not sure if he chases these guys down or not. I think he might. But either way, Seleucid player's done here. So you're going to have a fight between myself and Macedon. Macedon, he does have an infantry advantage on me. I have a cavalry advantage and a missile advantage on him. So, this turns out to be a pretty good fight, though. Let's go ahead and fast forward this for you guys. I can show where I'm moving up here. Back down. Now here, I'm going to have one of these slinger units up front, and that's just because they're out of ammunition. So I'm basically using them, one, to absorb missile fire, even though there's only 7 Cretans left. But mainly, my main purpose of this, and I got the 2 slinger units here in the second line. I was kind of waiting to see if I was hoping he would charge with his cav, and I was going to slinger the hell out of him. But he doesn't do that, so it kind of makes it a little more interesting for me. But yeah, I'm just using this front row of slingers as bait. So these slinger units, what I end up doing here, I've got these 2 slinger units. I have them firing on one of these 2. I'm not sure which one, off the top of my head. One of these 2 pike units from the front. I know I can't do much damage, but I am keeping them occupied. That's generally what my plan was here. But as you can see, he's got 6 infantry units where I only have 5. My fear with that was, if I did anything with my cavalry, he would be able to respond rather quickly with his leftover unit that wasn't engaged with my infantry, and that could kill my cav. And once you take down my mobility, I'm far less effective. I'll just straight up admit that right now, guys. But I do send my pikes up. I send 2 units up to engage. And as you can see, what I'm going to do here in a moment, I'm going to pull my cavalry, well, all but one of my cavalry over here to my left, since I have these 2 units. I'm having them engage here in a moment. So that way they're occupied, so if he does move any of his pikes over here to his right, you know, it would have to come from the center of his line or the far side of his line. And I thought I was going to be able to lure him into a cav fight here, but he ends up, he pulls these royal pikemen out and brings them over, which, like I said, that's what I was afraid of, to be honest with you. What I end up doing, I swing this cavalry unit around on his left flank, and I get ready to come. I almost come. I think I come back and I'm going to hit his Cretans, or at least that's what I want to make him think. Let's see what I do here in a moment, though. Yeah, here I make a charge. I'm going to charge out his Cretans, and I come back and I see his general unit sitting there with his back to me, so I move in on his general unit, and he sends all of his cav to engage, so I do the same. He's still got this 1 unit of pikemen here I'm kind of worried about, but I do end up, by the time they get there, they do some damage to me, but not before I do more damage to him. Basically how this cav fight went. And here I've engaged the rest of my infantry. My slingers still firing away, except for this unit, of course. I think my Balearics just seem to be out of ammo as well. Here I have 2 units that are unengaged. They're unengaged now. This one's about dead, though. But the cavalry fight, he's got a few pikes back here. They're trying to do some damage on me, but I think he glitched. Possibly here, I'm not sure.
Is there any point in killing him?
I managed to rout this unit by running by him. Anyway, I go ahead and charge into his center of his line here. Help out my general unit, and that starts a chain route along with the unit next to it. And so that's what I'm doing now. I'm just running down routing units, trying to get as many kills as I can, because I really wasn't sure if I was going to win this. Because of all the kills he got on the cataphracts and killing some of the Praetorian cav, I thought maybe he would have his quality kills would be better. Here I go ahead and send in my slingers, because the ones that are out of ammo, and I have them help engage these royal pikes with my pikes. Here I'm running down this royal pike unit there, and they're gone now. I've routed this royal pike unit. And here I'm coming in for a charge on these guys. I probably could have split my cavalry up here, but I decided, you know, what the hell, why not? I'll just do this. You know, I do send my slingers and stuff after this unit from behind. He kind of gives up here. He knows he's beaten. At least, you know, army-wise. Not necessarily scored-wise, but army-wise, he knows he's done. He did try to surprise me with a charge here. But I routed this unit long before, not long before, but I had managed to rout this unit before he started his charge with his other cav unit. So, you know, I shifted my focus and took him down. Now here he does eventually beat. I have 2 units here. He does eventually beat both of them. And eventually he's going to try to run down my slingers here. And then what happens in a moment, you know, I said he'll try to run down my slingers, but because he can only run down one of them, the other one's going to be able to fire on his back, at his back. So I do get quite a few kills on these royal pikes that way. Here I'm just wiping out more units to get more kills. There he finally routed me here. He's going after my slingers here. I had shifted my focus. Started firing at them now. They run, so he chases them, and then that makes these guys free to fire on his pikes from the flank here. they're out of they're in standard formation now, so it's also going to make it a little easier as well. I think he switches focus. I think he runs and tries to get this unit. Yeah, and then I use this unit and hit it behind this way. But I tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward this a little bit because I take enough of him out, and I eventually send my cav over to route this unit and get the game over with. We'll just see that here in a second. The thing is, it's just the presence of my cav that makes his Royal Pike's route. So I just kind of, yeah. As soon as I get close enough, he just starts routing. And yeah, there they are. Yeah, there they go. And I do get some free kills here. So let's go ahead and get this game to where it needs to be. We'll show you the results screen and go from there. And look at this. I ended up with 1,494 kills. PPSh had more kills than me, but I had more quality kills. Probably the Spartans what put me over the top in the battle against Macedonian player or against PPSh here. So that's probably what put me over the top. Good game to everybody. Look at my casualties inflicted here. My slingers did a superb job. All 4 of my slinger units over 100 kills. Most of those, granted, were against the Spartans, you know, of the Greek city-state army. My cavalry did most of the rest of the damage. So, anyway, good game to everybody. And everybody remember, always play with honor and bleed your enemies.